All right. Hello, everybody. Um, this is YeahBrown. Today, I'm going to show how to do uh, paint splatters in the floor, in the ground. Um, I did this little bucket right here using sticker mode. Basically, I'm gonna have this guy walking around and having spilling paint all over the floor, right? So that's what I will do. Someone asked me in the Facebook groups to kind of do a tutorial on uh, using sticker mode for this. So I'm gonna do my attempt to explain this as best as possible. Now, I'm sure that there's gotta be a better way of doing this, more efficient way, less wires, whatever, right? But this is the workaround that I found out to be able to do this, right? So let's see. So first, I'm gonna start by putting a text gadget, so I can put a sticker and set up the paint splatter that I'm gonna put on the floor. Okay. First, I will just turn this off. I'll turn this off, and then I will select the color of the paint. So in this case, the paint that I used here is blue. So I'm gonna use a blue paint, kind of like this. Maybe I don't know, something like that. It's fine. Then I'm just gonna give it the splatter effect, right? Something like that is good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now I will go to in scene because the sticker has to be in scene mode, and then I will be able to select the sticker mode. Okay, we're gonna make this a little bit bigger. I will select allow rotation. Okay, allow rotation is important. First, I will start by explaining some of the physics of the sticker modes, which are going to be important. Allow rotation is important because this box right here is basically it's kind of a zone, the area in which the sticker will be affecting objects, right? But it has a direction on it. So if I want to affect the floor, if I just take this and put it down, it's not going to show anything because the direction is going, in this case, as we are looking at it right now, it's going from right to left. I guide myself like from how the sticker is, right? So the front of the sticker is the front of, the front of the text gadget is gonna be the front of the sticker, but I can rotate this thanks to the allow rotation. Otherwise, I would have to rotate the text displayer like this, but I can just take this and rotate it, right? And once I rotate it, you will see that now the paint is showing the floor, right? So I gotta make sure that the direction is right. Okay. If I have it like this, if you see that it's not showing, most likely, I mean, either the opacity is 0 or something, but most likely it's in the wrong direction. So you just gotta make sure that it's in the right direction, like this. Okay. So this is how I wanted it. I want the paint to be seen, right? To show. I can change the size of this, right? Maybe like that. Now let's do it like this. Maybe something like this. There you go, something like that. Okay. Maybe a little bit of brightness. No, that's too much. Now I can just change the color here. I like that. Okay. So far, this is going to be the paint splatter that this guy is going to leave on the floor as he walks around, right? So that's the first thing that I wanted to explain on the sticker mode. Something else is that these stickers will only affect objects that are in the same layer, we can say, right? So right now, this sticker or this text box in the air, it's not attached to anything, it's not scoped in or grouped to anything, so it's going to affect everything. If I go to the character, it's going to affect the character, as you can see, right? You can see right there, you see? It's affecting the character, so it's affecting everything, right? Now, if I want to affect only one thing, I can scope it in, or I can just attach it with L1, just holding L1 and just make sure that it's attached. I will uh, kind of adjust this a little bit. Okay, so now if I walk over it, it's not going to affect me at all, right? Because at this point, the text gadget is attached to the ground, so it's only affecting the ground and nothing else. Okay, that is important to understand. Also, if I don't want it to be like a stick to the ground, but it still only affect the ground, I can just scope it in, right? Or I can just select the text gadget and the ground and just group it. Okay, so in that case, again, it's not going to affect the character because the character is not part of the group. Okay, that is important as well. Okay, so keeping that in mind, how do we do to project the paint splatter where the character is walking, right? The idea is that as he walks, he will be leaving drops of paint, and the paint splatters will show up on the ground as he's walking, right? So how do we do that? Okay, this is where it becomes difficult because I know that probably a lot of people know this because they have been trying, but you cannot um, you cannot emit this gadget, right? You cannot emit it. It's not going to let me. If you see, if I touch the ground, it turns these lines turn green because I can emit it. If I touch this, becomes yellow because I can't emit it. So I can't emit a gadget like this. Okay. So how do we do that? Now we can think like, okay, I can just put a little box right here, and I can emit the box. You see that it's turning green, right? So you might say, okay, I want this to be grouped in, or actually I want this to be, yeah, let's say grouped in for a second, and I can emit this, right? Let's say with wires. Okay. Okay, is emitted, but there's something, right? You notice that the box is emitted, but there is no paint, right? That is because the gadget is grouped to the box. It was grouped to the box, so again, the text gadget only affects what is grouped in. So again, I cannot use a meter to emit a box that has the text gadget on it because it will only affect the box in a way. So even if I just attach it, it stops affecting, right? If I attach it, it's still affecting it, but as soon as it release, it's not affecting the ground anymore because it's attached to the box. So again, how do we do that? So okay, so first I will still use this box. I will still use it. Okay, it is the box is scoped into the ground. So the box, the text gadget, and the ground are all of them are grouped together in the same plane in the same layer. Okay, the character is outside of it. So first, I will use I will put a microchip in the box attached to the box. I'm gonna use another microchip here for the text gadget. Okay, so this is the thing, right? So the text gadget is in the microchip. Okay, if I take the microchip close to the floor, it's going to affect, right? Because the microchip is not an object; it's like just a gadget, right? So even if the text gadget is inside the microchip, it doesn't matter. It still affects the ground. So this is going to get us closer to what we want. Okay. Now still, I believe we cannot emit a gadget, right? Microchip, we cannot do it. So it's not gonna be that easy. Let's name this like paint stain, something like that. Okay, just put it just for the sake of it. Okay, I will put a tag that is attached to the box. This tag could be, I don't know, drop. Okay, I'm gonna put a teleporter Now, something interesting here is that I put a teleporter inside the microchip that is attached to the box. So if I take the teleporter out, you will see that there is automatically a wire already that is affecting the box. So what I want to do is I will remove this wire. I will open up the gadget, and I have this affected objects option. And what I will do is that I will take the wire and put it into the gadget right here. Just press X, and it's affecting the gadget, right? Not the text, not the text displayer, but the microchip. It's affecting the microchip. And now, if I put it inside the microchip of the box, and if I put it out, you see that it's not affecting the box anymore. It's only affecting this microchip that is floating around, even if this is inside the microchip that is attached to the box. Okay, that is super important. If I just deleted the emitter because I'm not gonna use it. I need to have the teleporting to the drop tag right there. If I press R3, you see that the gadget came exactly where the tag is, and it brought along the text gadget. I will just adjust the text gadget a little bit, and now we have the paint affecting the ground. Let's see if this works for a second. Let me just try this one moment. Just have it continuously powered on. There you go. So now wherever the box moves, the paint will move, right? Something that I just noticed is that this is colliding with the character. This is colliding with the character, as you can see. I don't want that. So in this case, we're gonna do something that is actually important as well. I have this as collidable, which is okay. I want that to collide, but it's only going to collide with, I don't know, a scenery maybe, because we're going to have the floor. We're gonna have this labeled as a scenery. Okay, so if I something else, I need to make this movable. So now being movable, you see that the box falls, but it stays in the ground. Okay, so next step, so we have the teleporter continuously turned on to this microchip. I want to, so if you can see, this is just one drop of paint in the floor. I want to have like a trail of uh, drops. So I'm going to duplicate these microchips a couple of times to have maybe 4 drops of paint. Okay, each of them have the same text gadget, the same sticker. I'm also going to duplicate the teleporters. Okay, need to take these outside so I can see and delete the wires that are affecting the box. And then I will have each teleporter affect each of the other microchips. Okay, so there's just one more. Okay, that's fine. Like this, and then we can put them back. We know that they're not gonna affect the box anymore. Going to have each of these options, selecting each of the teleporters. I will also have maybe a randomizer that's randomly going to select any of those, and maybe a timer that will initiate the randomizing. Okay, something like that. So if we press R3 to play, we see the microchips coming to where the box is randomly. Supposed to be random. Yep, there you go. Now, after we have the blood splatter where the box is, what we want to do is that we want to destroy the box. Okay, we want to destroy the box. Maybe give it like 0.1 more after to give it time to bring the blood splatter and then destroy the box. Okay, so now we have that, and we need to emit this box. Okay, we are almost done. So I'm gonna put a little logic here on the character. Gonna put a microchip. Let's put a microchip here, and I'm going to put a timer. Maybe every 0.5 seconds is going to emit. Let me just bring this down. Once, one, emit with wires. This is super important. We need to emit with wires, and what we're going to emit is to emit the box. There it is. And then we're gonna place the emission of the box where the character is, actually where the bucket is, right? Something like this. And then, well, we need to make sure that this box again is non-visible, right? We need to turn off the visible. Okay, and let's say that, okay, so this is going to emit it, okay? But let's say that this only happens when I'm walking, right? Whenever I'm walking. So I'm just gonna put a, I don't know, like a node in here. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I mean, you can be more specific. You can put that when he walks with a certain speed, whatever, right? In this case, I'm just gonna put that whenever I move the left stick, then this happens, right? Okay, so effectively, every time I move, I'm going to emit a box that is going to bring one of the paint splatters to the ground, and it's going to destroy itself. Actually, I need to do this differently. Let me just put this to turn on the timer whenever I'm walking and to reset it by itself. So when I'm walking constantly, it's going to be dropping paint, right? There you go. We could put a little effect to make it drop paint. So let's put a little effect here. Maybe something like this, and color blue, same color. To put this on draw effect, and then we're gonna do a little effect as he's dropping paint. Right? Okay. Something like that, real quick. Like I'm just gonna do this like super quick, just so I can explain this. Right? Okay. So whenever I walk, it's going to be dropping paint. Right? You can be, again, you can be more detailed. You can make it seem more real, whatever. Right? I'm just gonna do this real quick. Something like that, maybe. Right? I feel like that's good enough. That's good enough. Okay, so whenever I'm walking, I'm gonna put a keyframe. It's gonna turn this on. Oh, I need to make this a constant full signal. So what I can do is that I can just put a signal manipulator. I will do this completely low, like 0.1 and 0.1 here, to make sure that it falls completely. Even if I just barely move the even if I barely move the left stick, right? So we can see it here. I barely move it, but it fills up completely. Okay, so that's what I want. The only thing is that maybe I need to make it more visible. So let's do it a little bit more visible here. Can barely be seen, right? So let me just bring up the opacity, and actually let me just give it some close, just so I can see it. Just so I can see it. Okay. There it is. So it's dropping paint all over the floor. Okay. So this is it. This is basically the tutorial. So you see that I'm effectively kind of emitting a sticker, which is actually I'm not emitting a sticker exactly. I'm emitting an object that is dragging the sticker with it with a teleporter and a tag, right? So this is how I do it. Okay. I hope this helps. I'm sure that people will have some uses for this. Again, I'm sure there must be a better way of doing this. Um, I'm not sure if you find a better way of doing this. Just let me know. But in any case, this is how I do it. Um, so yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. Leave any comments. Let me know you watch it. Let me know you liked it or not. Let me know if it's useful to you. I hope it is. And well, see you next time. Bye.